Guys, Miranda here, and today we have another cook with me. Y'all have been requesting that I do more of them, so bringing to you today some marinated tilapia. I mean, I suppose you could use any kind of fish, but I always prefer tilapia. That's our favorite kind. And I have a bunch here. They're really small because they were pre-packaged. They weren't like, fresh from, the store, but they were pre-packaged ones, so they're fairly small. So I have a bunch here, and so we're going to be making just some marinated tilapia, you guys. And then to go on top, we're going to do a little like chipotle sauce. So I'm going to show you guys what you're going to need, and then we will start with the marinade. We'll let it marinate, and then I'll show you guys the sauce. So obviously you need your tilapia. You're going to need some butter, but this you won't be using until we fry up the fish. You will need some salt, some pepper, lots of garlic, you guys. You're going to need about like 9 cloves of garlic. So, garlic. You will need about half of an onion. You will need some flour. This also will not be used until after the marinating is done. And then you also need some oil, but what I really want you to use is olive oil, you guys. I just don't have any, and I hardly ever have it on hand because I really don't use it that much. So I'm just going to use some regular old vegetable oil, but if you have olive oil, use that. And then just for the chipotle kind of dressing to go on top, I do have some chipotle peppers here. You will need some cream, just some like sour cream, and then also just a tad bit of milk. But we will get to that later. So let's work on our marinade. Alright, so I have my blender here, and I just cut in half the onion, and I'm just going to add this to the blender. I just cut it into a little bit more smaller pieces to help with, like blending, so it's not like full on, a whole onion. Like I said, you're going to need lots of garlic, roughly like 9 cloves of garlic. So I'm just going to go ahead and toss in a bunch of garlic, you guys. This is just so much more convenient. I'd rather not take the time to actually peel 9 cloves of garlic because peeling them sucks. So, not exactly sure how much that is, but I'm going to add just a tad bit more. Alright. Then we're going to add some salt and pepper to this. I don't want to add too much salt, obviously. And then just some pepper in here. And then obviously what the oil is for is to help blend it. So there's no exact measurement. It's just enough to get this nicely blended. So I'm going to show you guys close up about how much I added in there. If I need more, I will add more after I blend this. So let's get this blended and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Alright, you guys, so this is kind of what it looks like once it's all blended. I blend it for about a good minute or so. I don't feel that it needs any more. Obviously you don't want it like super like thick, and you don't want it super watery, so I'd say that this is, pretty well the consistency that you want. It almost reminds me of like a ranch dressing, but that kind of consistency, you guys. So again, what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna pour this into a bowl here, and I'm just gonna take like a baster, and we're gonna baste both sides of the fish. Alright, so I have my fish here. I went ahead and just kind of transferred them to another plate. So I'm just going to go ahead and take some of this sauce here, this marinade, and we're just going to put it on the fish on both sides. And we're just going to go ahead and do that to all of the fish. Let me see if I can move this and kind of show you guys. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can see that. But so I did marinate both sides. So again, we're just going to take all of our fish and do that. And then we're going to cover it just with some saran wrap and put it in the fridge and let it marinate for about 1 to 2 hours. And then we will go from there. Alright, so all my fish here is marinated. I'm going to go ahead saran wrap this and get this baby in the fridge. So, come on. I hate saran wrap, you guys. Just saying. Alright. Alright, you guys. I will see you in 1 to 2 hours. Alright, so while we wait for the fish to marinate, we'll go ahead and make the chipotle sauce. You guys, it is super easy. And just a heads up, the marinade, I still have a bunch left over, you guys. It does make quite a bit, so just so you guys know. But anywho, so I'm just going to take the chipotle peppers I have here. Obviously for my family, like for hubby and stuff, my brother, I'm going to make it a little bit spicy. Chipotles do come out pretty spicy, you guys, so I don't recommend using a whole lot if you're not into the whole spice. If you love spice, go ahead, use the whole can if you want to. But I probably have about... Sorry about that. So there's roughly, I want to say maybe 4 or 5 in here. This is just leftover because I actually used some the other day for something. So I have these. So I'm just going to go ahead and empty these in here, sauce and all. So I have about half a container of sour cream left here. So I'm just going to go ahead and add the rest of it. Roughly you want about like 1 cup of sour cream. And you guys, this sauce, it's like the easiest chipotle sauce that you can make. And it tastes so good on like so many things. I've done this with like chicken. I've done it with like potatoes and hot dogs. And just, it's a nice, like well-based chipotle kind of salsa, I guess you could say. Or like a chipotle cream. I make this oftentimes with like shrimp and stuff. So this is kind of like one of my go-tos, you guys, for like sauces. And then you just want to add some milk, you guys. Not a whole lot, because obviously you don't want it to be like super runny, but enough so that it will blend and so it's still kind of creamy. So I'm going to try it out with that much milk. Again, this is just kind of something that you want to eyeball here. So I'm going to go ahead, blend this, and see how the consistency comes out. Alright, so I did not have to add any more milk or anything, you guys. That is the sauce right there. It's not super runny. It still has a nice consistency. So it's looking good. Obviously right now it's cold because of the sour cream and the milk. And what we'll do with this is just heat it up, either be it on the stove or in the microwave. Preferably probably on the stove is best. Just to heat it up when you're ready to, and then this, you will just drizzle it like on top of the fish. And the fish, you can eat it without this. This is totally optional. You can eat it just, you know, marinated and fried. But this is a nice little extra, you know, flavor, little drizzle for the top of the fish. Alright guys, so once your fish is done marinating, I let mine marinate for an hour. Obviously, the longer the better. But I let mine for an hour. And then I just have some flour here on a plate. And what we're going to do is pass the fillets through the flour. And then we're just going to pop them in the pan and fry them up. So... Alright, so I just took some butter and melted it in the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and add the fish into it. So again, you guys, with the fish, you just coat both sides in the flour a little bit. And then you're just going to put it into the pan and cook it for a few minutes on each side. And then you are good to go, you guys. Again, just a few minutes on each side. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these flipped over and on the other side. So there they are, flipped over. All right, you guys, so that's what it looks like when it's done. It has a nice little kind of like crunchy kind of breaded coating to it. I'm gonna go ahead, fry up the rest of them, and then I will show you guys what this looks like plated. All right, you guys, so I have my plate of food here. I didn't realize I didn't have any rice in my pantry. My original plans was to have rice with this, but yeah, that didn't work out. So I just did some mashed potatoes with some corn in it. There's the fish. I still have to add the sauce. I did just heat it up in a saucepan on the oven. Not the oven, oh my gosh. Okay, on the stove. So let me show you guys. There is the sauce, and here is the plated food. Can show you guys. And I just did some whole mushrooms, and I just added some lemon pepper to it, some red pepper flakes, and some of the Badia complete seasoning. Let me show you guys that seasoning. I actually found this at the Dollar Tree, and I have just been like super obsessed with it. I've literally been putting it on everything. It is so good, you guys. But so yeah, like on the fish, all you're gonna do is just take some of the sauce, and you are just going to kind of pour some of it on there, drizzle it however you can. But it is so good, you guys. Like, you can do without the sauce, like I said. It's totally optional, but it does give it a nice extra little flavor. But so there we have it. Let me kind of show you guys. Mine's not very prettily drizzled on there, but the sauce is on there, you guys. So hope you guys give this recipe a try. Make sure to leave me a big thumbs up, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.